want to do a quick test? Just say check, check, 1, 2. Or...
Check, check, 1, 2.
Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2.
Check, check, 1, 2.
Check. All right. Any questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. This will be fun. Now, if there's something as I'm calling the action that you see, put your hand out or let me know so you can get in, all right? And then I'll just ask you questions. This will be really cool. If you see a good stat or something like that, jump in. Don't be afraid to, if you see something, mention it, and be good to go from there. So I'll do a brief intro. We'll talk about Dayton. We'll talk about Washington State. We'll go to Jim's thing, and then we'll come back and do lineups and everything else. Cool? All right. Thank you for the help.
Let's do it.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the University of Dayton Arena, where today the Dayton Flyers host Washington State in a key non-conference battle. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Michael LaPlaca, joined alongside by Kazim Rizvi, and a good game here today in Dayton, Ohio, and for the Flyers, looking for a way to get back on track on a 3-game losing streak, but no better time than the present to do it right here in front of your home crowd.
That's right, Michael. It's been 10 days since the Flyers have been in action. Last time out, they were at Central Michigan and lost a heartbreaker where they lost the game in the final minute and got beat on a half-court buzzer beater. So hopefully they can bounce back today. Now,
for Dayton, they have been on the road for a while, and then also they haven't played an actual game in the last 10 days. But for the Flyers, they're going to need that diverse offense in order to get back to their winning ways. Dayton comes into this contest 2-4 overall, but they have a key player out today in Cassie Sand.
Yeah, Sand's averaging 16 points and 7 rebounds a game. The senior is one of the leaders on this team, and she will be replaced in the starting lineup by Jody Cornelius.
Looking at Washington State, they are on a roll so far. The Cougars own a 5-4 record and have won 4 of their last 5 contests, including one of the best wins in their program's history, a 76-72 win against number 10 Nebraska in Lincoln. And for Washington State, it's the dynamic duo of Presley and Galderia.
Right. Presley had 21 points in the last outing against Cal State Northridge, and she's third in the Pac-12 in scoring at 20.6 points per game. And then her fellow guard, Leo Galdera, adds 16 points for this dynamic Cougars offense.
So it'll be a good one here live from the University of Dayton Arena. And once again, we're glad to have you with us here on Flyer Extra to bring you all the exciting action. As we mentioned before, Dayton here back at home. They do have a nice home court winning streak with 15. They won their home opener against Akron on November 15th, and their 15-game winning streak is currently the 8th best in the nation. Kazim, when you're talking about being at home, being in the friendly confines, for a team where the Dayton Flyers are at mentally, how important is it to get back here?
It's incredibly important, especially the way they've been losing games this season. They've been losing heartbreakers in the last minute. It's really important to hold serve on your home court, and that's what we'll see today, hopefully by the Flyers against the Cougars.
All right, it should be a good one here. Before the game here today, I had a chance to speak with Dayton Flyers head coach Jim Jaber and talk about the upcoming game and the mentality of his team so far. Apologize about that there. Folks had to dump out a little bit early, but with the interview, a little bit technical difficulties here, but we're glad to have you with us back here in action. Cosm, keys to the game for this Washington State team. Certainly a team with a very dynamic guard duo, but you got to figure for them to be successful, especially on the road, 3 time zones away, they're going to need a lot of contributions.
Right. They're going to need points outside their top 2 scorers in Presley and Galdera. They're going to heavily rely on Sage Romberg, who is an all Pac-12 selection, and they're going to need their bench play. So those are the keys to the game for Washington State. On the other side, for the Flyers, it's going to be replacing Cassie Sant in the lineup. She's out today, concussion suffered in practice. Her 16 points and 7 rebounds are not going to be on the court today. So their Flyers are going to really need Cornelia Sigmundova to step up. She's starting for the injured Sant. And the Flyers are really going to have to get better bench play this season. Their leading scorer off the bench is Sisha Grant Allen, and she's only averaging 3.8 points per game. So they're really going to need better production for their bench to get the win today.
Now for the Dayton Flyers, they have one of the top offenses in the country. Scoring hasn't been the problem. In fact, coming into this game, Dayton, their 5 starters were all averaging in double figures in points. Certainly being able to score the ball is certainly one of the best in the country, averaging 84.7 points per game. And they share the ball as well, too. This is a team that averages 18.8 assists per game. Certainly you got to like the way that the offense, at least through the first 6 games, has been rolling for Dayton.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, 84.7 points per game. Honestly, you should not be 2-4 if you're averaging that many points a game. So the defense is really going to have to step up today. And then they're going to have to get better bench production.
Well, Dayton and Washington State here looking at the series matchup. This is the first meeting between these 2 programs. And certainly for the long histories for both Dayton and Washington State, kind of different to see a first meeting, especially with a Pac-12 team and an A-10 team. But certainly tough to get a scouting report, I guess, if you haven't seen them at all before. But certainly should be a good game. We should expect a great crowd on hand here today. And for Dayton, the start of being back at home here at UD Arena for a couple more before going into A-10 play.
Right, this is a big game for Dayton. They really need to step it up, especially with the recent struggles they've had. And they're playing a good opponent today. A Pac-12 team, 3 time zones away, a chance to get a win against a big program.
All right, so we're about 4 minutes away from the end of warm-ups here and the national anthem and the introduction of the starting lineups. And certainly for a lot of these fans here, great support for the Flyers, especially recently over the years as the program continues to build. In your estimation, it's really kind of the flywheel effect where you push the boulder a little bit up the hill and then it starts to get moving more and more. And certainly with 4 straight NCAA appearances, this Dayton program is certainly just continuing to go at Mach speed here.
Right, 4 straight NCAA appearances, 6 straight postseason appearances. Season ticket sales are at an all-time high now for the Dayton Flyers. That's what happens when you win. The fans start coming in. They finally notice that this is an exciting team to watch, and hopefully they're in for a treat today.
Leading the Flyers is head coach Jim Jaber, and for Coach Jaber, he is in his 11th season at the helm at the University of Dayton, a 189 and 129 record. Overall, 409 victories in 27 years of coaching, and certainly Dayton's Zen Master has worked his magic so far and really brought the program up to new heights.
Oh, he's resurrected this program. And ironically, he's going to be taking on his old squad, the Providence Friars, on the road in their next game on December 18th. So that'll be interesting for him, the old stomping grounds.
Now, one of the things that I had a chance to ask Coach Jaber about before the game, but unfortunately we had the technical difficulties with the wiring there, but I asked him about the effect of finals week. And you know as well as I do, that's a lot on especially a young player's shoulders where you have to balance exams, final projects, as well as practices. What is the difficulties? Is it mostly time management or is it really just kind of dealing with the regular day-to-day of everything?
I'd say it's time management. Of course, they want to do well in school, but they also have to focus on their opponent coming up here. And they've had quite some bit of time to get prepared for Washington State. I think the time off before finals really helped them. Instead of just having a week in between games, they had 10 days. So hopefully there won't be any rust today by UD, and they'll come out and play well.
Now, the Dayton Flyers in the A-10 women's basketball preseason poll picked to finish #1. They got all but one of the first-place votes in that poll, and they led with 168 points. But it seems like there's a little bit of a panic with a 2-4 record. Like you mentioned before, Cosm, a lot of the games have been close. They've either lost in the last possession of regulation or in overtime. And when you look at this roster, they lost a lot from last year with like a McKay and an Applewhite. For them to bring in the freshmen and kind of gel everybody together, I think you got to give the program a little bit more time, and no better way to kick things back up on the right foot than a win tonight.
Absolutely. They lost a pro basketball player over in Europe, and Sam McKay, who was really the leader of this team. She was the point guard, the senior point guard, led this team to the NCAA tournament. And then she was replaced by, they have a lot of newcomers, a lot of freshmen this season, and this is not the way Coach Jaber really envisioned this team coming out of the gate, preseason ranked number 14. But hopefully today, playing a big-time school in Washington State who beat the number 10 team on the road in Nebraska, so this would be a big-time win for Dayton if they can pull it off.
Now, Washington State, you got to certainly give them a lot of credit. They started the year losing 3 of their first 4, but then started to turn things around after that Ole Miss win out in Hawaii. They got a home win against Fresno State, and then really started to pick things up. Played excellent against Nebraska at Nebraska, and certainly after winning 3 of their last 4, they're going to be flying high tonight.
Yeah, they've won 4 of their last 5, so they've definitely turned around after struggling a little bit earlier in a season tournament in Hawaii.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break here, and then once we get back from the national anthem, we will come back here live to bring you Dayton Flyers women's basketball. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Let's see, cooler, check. Grill, check. Firewood, check. The new RV I'd pick from the insanely large selection at Tom Raper RVs, check. The RV that fit comfortably into our budget, check. The kind that sleeps the whole family, check. Oh, and the family, check. Okay, gang, let's go camping.
Tom Raper RVs in Columbus, Cincinnati, and Richmond, Indiana, or online at tomraper.com.
It's Arby's $5 Mix and Match featuring your 2 favorite Arby's roast beef sandwiches. Classic roast beef or beef and cheddar. Arby's thinly sliced roast beef on a toasted sesame seed bun. Or with cheddar cheese sauce on an onion bun. Get any 2 for just $5. Arby's, slicing up freshness.
Exciting UD women's basketball, and Cosm starting lineups first for Washington State.
Yeah, they're led by their guard, sophomore 5'11" out of Kamila, Hawaii is Leah Galdera. And then joined in the backcourt is number 5, Tia Presley, a 5'9" junior from Spokane, Washington. And then a guard forward, Sage Romberg, number 22, senior from McKinleyville, California. And then a forward center, Shaylee Deanshaw, number 23, 6'4" junior from Victoria, British Columbia.
And the Cougars are led by head coach June Doherty, her 7th season at Washington State, and she is in her 25th season overall coaching here in for NCAA women's basketball. Meanwhile, for Dayton, a little bit different look with Cassie Sant being out with a concussion. So they're going to change up their lineup a little bit there.
First of all, guard number 2, Amber Dean from Lathrop Village, Michigan. And then joined in the backcourt with her is Andrea Hoover, guard number 24 from Bellbrook, Ohio. And then number 22, Kelly Austria from nearby Beaver Creek, Ohio. And then there's Allie Malat, forward 6'4" junior from Middletown, Ohio. And then center Jody Cornelie Sigmundova, 6'4", sophomore from Strasbourg, France. She's replacing the injured Cassie Sant, who has a concussion and will be out of action today.
All right, Dayton, as mentioned before, 2-4 overall, but they are 1-0 here at UD Arena, and they have one of the longest streaks in terms of being unbeaten at home. They've won 15 on their home court consecutively. That's the 8th best in the nation. And the Flyers have really played a very, very tough schedule. They were at number 19-20 Michigan State. They played Vanderbilt, who is receiving votes. Iowa, who's nationally ranked right now at Iowa. Vanderbilt team, who, as mentioned before, receiving votes. They've certainly played one of the tougher schedules in the NCAA, and that toughness does not stop at all with Washington State coming into town.
Absolutely not. This is a really good team, like we mentioned before. Knocked off the number 10 team in the country on the road in Nebraska. And then the schedule doesn't even get easier for Dayton because their next 2 games are on the road, including the homecoming for Coach Jaber at Providence, and then they're continuing on the road at Toledo.
Now this Dayton team, one of the top offenses in the NCAA. They're coming into this contest 18th overall in scoring offense and 15th overall in assists per game. The Flyers average 84.7 points per game and 18.8 assists a game. But one of the big things for this Dayton team has been defense, and really it's one of those things where, talking with Coach Jaber before the game, it's not just the effort, it's the little things, where they force a bad shot but they let up an offensive rebound for an easy bucket. Or somebody doesn't rotate on the help side quick enough, easy bucket the other way.
Right, they're going to need defense to win this game because, honestly, their offense has been terrific this season. 84.7 points per game should get you a better record than 2-4. So we'll see if the defense shows up today against a tough Washington State team.
Dean Shaw for Washington State will go up for the tip against Cornelie Sigmundova. And we are ready to go, and Dayton will win the tip. Dean with it. Kicks it out. Hoover, 3, got it.
Great drive right there by Dean. The defense collapsed on her. She kicked it out to Hoover in the corner, and she drained it.
So a quick 3-0 lead for the Flyers. Just underway here live from the University of Dayton Arena.
Flyers in man-to-man defense.
Shot by Galdera, no good, and here comes Dayton the other way. With it is Austria. She'll set up the offense. Swings it around. Dayton gets it down into the post. Jump hook, no good. And here come the Cougars the other way. Romberg over to Awa. Now Galdera. Guarded in the corner by Dean. Just underway here, 19 minutes to go. Dayton ahead, 3-0. Hoover, one-on-one against Presley. Presley with a shot, no good. Offensive rebound, another shot, missed.
Great defense there by the Flyers. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the rebound. An offensive board by Washington State, and then it was knocked out of bounds by the Flyers.
And that was Sage Romberg in the middle there for Washington State, the veteran from McKinleyville, California. Certainly we'll have to have a big presence here this afternoon. There's a shot blocked.
Great block by Cornelie Sigmundova.
Here comes Austria the other way.
Sigmundova 5th in the Atlantic 10 in blocks a game, 1.6 per game.
Nice pull-up jumper there by number 22, Kelly Austria. And she gives the Flyers a 5-0 lead. Timeout, Washington State.
Good start by the Flyers. 3 by Hoover in the corner, and then a nice pull-up jumper by Austria.
And this is one of those timeouts where if you're on the Washington State side, you got to figure, hey, we cannot let this crowd get in this game early and big. especially with the time zone difference and the travel and everything else, finals, this time of year, you got to make sure your team's focused.
Playing on the road is always tough, and you can't let the home team get out to a quick 5-0 lead. So that's why you see the timeout there by Washington State.
And June Doherty certainly understands the importance of that. One of the best in the business, has been in the coaching profession for 25 seasons. Here at Washington State, her 7th overall.
She's actually in the Ohio State Hall of Fame. She played at Ohio State, so her and her husband are from nearby Columbus.
Galdera with it from the elbow. Her shot a little bit short. Here comes Dean the other way with the rebound. Pushes it ahead, turnover. And Galdera swings it over, and they're going to call Awa with a walk.
Washington State went against 3 defenders, 2 of their players versus 3 UD defenders. And there was a travel right there.
Danielle Awa, whistle for the violation. She scored a career-high 13 points at Nebraska, and certainly starting to develop more into a positive score for this Cougar squad.
Washington State showing a 2-3 zone.
And we have a whistle here. It's going to be a foul against the Flyers.
Looks like we have an over-the-back foul on Cornelia Sigmundova. First foul.
5-0 in favor of Dayton here, 17:50 to go here in the first half of play. Glad to have you with us here on the Sunday afternoon. Dayton, as we mentioned before, comes into this contest 2-4 overall. Washington State 5-4, and we have a whistle. It looks like it's going to be a foul against Malott.
By Tia Presley. She got the pass from Shaylee Deanshaw from the top of the key, and then Presley was fouled. She'll be at the line shooting 2.
Tia Presley at the line for the Cougars, shooting 2.
Foul was on Allie Malott. That's her first. First shot is no good.
Second one up on the way. That one rattles in and out. And here come the Flyers the other way. Pushing it up is Austria. Over baseline. Hoover.
Ooh.
She draws contact.
Blocking foul there on Shaylee Deanshaw. Her first. Dayton looks like they're really attacking, Michael. Looks like they're really trying to get up and down the court, get easy baskets.
Still 5-0 in favor of the Flyers off the inbound. Hoover with the 3 from the corner, no good. And here come the Cougars back the other way. It's Presley going to push it up.
State's pushing it now.
Presley draws contact. Hoop in the arm, and she gets it.
Got the bump from Austria, was able to control herself and put it in.
Flyer foul number 22, Kelly Austria, her first.
Austria's first foul.
Tia Presley, 1 throw.
So 5-2 is the score. Make it 5-3.
Washington State's looked a lot better since that timeout. So I think they've regrouped themselves, and they've cut a 5-0 deficit to 5-3.
Austria will run the offense for the Flyers. Swings it over to Dean. Dean back to Austria with a little give and go. 3 on the way. Got it. Boy, that's textbook give and go offense. They're able to move the ball on one side, and that's exactly what the Flyers are looking for.
Flyers hit a couple early threes. We'll see how long Washington State stays in that 2-3 zone. And we have another walk here. Travel by number 22, Sage Romberg. Turnover number 2 for Washington State. Flyers have started out shooting 3 of 6 from the field for 50%. Washington State just 1 of 6 for 17%.
For Washington State.
Dean once again. Corner 3, got it.
Third 3 for the Flyers so far, all from the right corner. So that spot's been magical so far.
Yeah, kind of interesting the way that zone has worked, but when you're getting open looks, you got to be able to take it.
Especially if you're hitting it. And that's what the Flyers have done so far.
11-3, Dayton ahead. 16:27 left to go in the first half of play. Down on the block, shot no good, and that will go out of bounds, and it'll be Dayton ball.
One of the keys we talked about was the defense by the Flyers, and so far it's been terrific. Held Washington State to only 3 points so far, and we're at the 16:22 mark of the first half.
Austria gets it down Malott. Into the post, shot no good. Ball bouncing around, and there's going to be a whistle. And it'll be another foul against Cornelia Sigmundova.
That's her second foul.
That's her second.
So we'll see if Coach Jaber keeps her on the floor. No sub going to the press box or the scorer's table. Looks like she's going to stay on the floor with 2 fouls.
16:03 left to go. There's a long 3 attempt, no good by Presley. And we're going to have a whistle, and we're going to go to immediate timeout here. So Dayton ahead 11-3 here with 15:58 to go. We'll take a quick commercial break and be right back with more Dayton Flyer women's basketball after this.
It's Arby's $5 Mix and Match featuring your 2 favorite Arby's roast beef sandwiches. Classic roast beef or beef and cheddar. Arby's thinly sliced roast beef on a toasted sesame seed bun. Or with cheddar cheese sauce on an onion bun. Get any 2 for just $5. Arby's, slicing up freshness.
What can you expect from Arby's new Snack and Save menu? Snacks and savings. 13 items, each $1 to $2.99. Like Arby's new Mighty Minis, chocolate molten lava cake, and mozzarella sticks. Arby's Snack and Save menu. Arby's.
Slicing up freshness.
Back in the game for Washington State, 3, Leo Galdera.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Dayton women's basketball. The Flyers ahead 11-3 here with 15:58 to go in the first half of play. Cosm, after that first 4 minutes, some of your thoughts?
So far, it's been the defense for the Flyers. Washington State shooting just 1 of 8 from the field for 13%.
Hoover with it over on the wing. Swings it over Malott. Malott gets it down low.
Great look.
Beautiful play.
And Brianna
Sitkovich, nice job there.
Great look by Malott. Defense came to her, found a wide open Sitkovich for the lay-in.
So Dayton off to a red-hot start here, up 13-3. And another travel against Washington State.
That's got to be 3 or 4 now for Washington State. Those are just little things. When you're on the road, you can't travel with the basketball.
Well, when we were talking with head coach Jim Jaber, he mentioned talking about that defense and just the little things that they had to do to pick it up. It wasn't like they didn't have any effort. It was just forcing the issue or making sure they did the little things like boxing out or help side defense. And so far in the early going, Dayton has done a good job of that.
So far it's definitely worked out. The defense has been absolutely terrific for the Flyers, holding Washington State to 3 points in the first 5 minutes.
Galdera running things for the Cougars, swings it over to Cooks. Long 3, no good. Here comes Dayton the other way. It's Dean going to push it up the floor. Dean to Austria. Hoover going baseline. Couldn't find anybody. And we'll reset the offense. 19 on the shot clock. Austria on the wing. Fakes the shot. Jumper. No good. But the ball corralled by Hoover, and Dayton going to reset. Dean drives, scores.
Dean knifed right through the lane there and got to the basket for a wide open layup.
And another timeout by Washington State. Dayton ahead 15-3 with 14:31 to go, and certainly Washington State has to make some adjustments on the defensive end.
Absolutely. Last time they called a timeout, they went on a little bit of a run, and since then they cut it to a 5-3 Dayton lead, but since then Dayton has gone on a 10-0 run. So we'll see if this time the timeout will work well again for Washington State.
Washington State, as we mentioned before, 5-4 coming into this contest. Winners of 4 of their last 5, including a win at number 10 Nebraska, which you and I both know is no easy place to play for sure.
Absolutely not. Anytime you're on the road, it's not easy. But going to the number 10 team in the country and defeating them on their home court is very, very impressive. So we know that this Washington State team has the ability to come back and play with Dayton today.
So Presley will bring the ball up for the Cougars. Dayton once again on the defensive end. Galdera with it. Goes one way, now the other.
Great defense there by Austria on Galdera.
Presley swings it back over Galdera. She takes a fadeaway jumper. That one no good. Rebounded by Malott. Here come the Flyers the other way. Hoover on the wing. Edwards surveys, give and go back, and we'll reset the offense with 19 on the shot clock. Celeste Edwards, the freshman, 4-star ESPN Hoop Girls, coming into the Dayton program. The ball is out of bounds, kicked by the Washington State player, 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Now they're going to reset it back to 15 because of a kicking violation. So 15 remaining on the shot clock here. Dayton ahead 15-3 with 13:45 to go.
Now Washington State has moved out of their 2-3 zone and is now playing man-to-man. And we have a walk here, actually a foul on Ali Malat, pushed off as she was driving into the lane. That's her second foul, and that's big because she is one of the leading scorers and the top rebounder on this squad.
And as we mentioned before as well, Cassie Sant out for this game with a concussion, so Dayton a little bit thin on the front line.
They're thin on the front line, which is why Cornelia Sigmundova is still in there with 2 fouls.
Presley drives right.
Great block by Cornelia Sigmundova, her second of the game.
Here comes Hoover the other way, left side. Up and under, that one a little bit too strong, no good. Ball rattles around baseline. It'll be Dayton ball.
Checking back in the game for Washington State, number 22.
Now coming into the game is Sage Romberg. Checking back into the game. Dayton will take it on the baseline. Off the inbounds, that one deflected. And the officials now conferring it will be Dayton ball still.
Now Washington State went to that last time out and switched up their defense. They were in a 2-3 zone, now they're in man-to-man. And it's because the Flyers have hit 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. So let's see if that man defense changes anything.
It's amazing what great shooting will do to any zone, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're getting open shots like Dayton was.
Austria will run the wing, gets it. Hoover, long 3, got it.
That's her second 3 of the game, and now the Flyers are red hot from beyond the arc, 4 of 5.
Well, Andrea Hoover coming to this ball game, Dayton's leading scorer, averaging 16.7 points per game, and certainly not slowing down from that pace. Shot up, no good. Here come the Flyers the other way.
Sikovic off to Edwards, who looks long to Hoover, and she couldn't handle it as it went out of bounds.
Got a sub coming in as Amber Dean will check back into the game for Kelly Austria. Dayton ahead 18-3 with 12:46 to go in the first half of play. And really, Dayton is just doing whatever they want, it seems like, at will on the offensive end.
Offensively, they've been hitting shots. They've been getting open shots from beyond the arc and at the rim. And let's not forget about the defense. The defense has been very, very impressive, has forced Washington State into 3 turnovers, and Washington State shooting 1 of 12 from the field. 8%. Last time I checked, Michael, that's not very good.
No, not if you're expected to be able to compete against one of the top offenses in the country. But still plenty of time left, though, if you're a Cougar fan. There's a long 3. That one no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Dayton ball. Saying that one was deflected at the last moment there. And the Flyers will get possession as Potter for Washington State tipped it out of bounds. Edwards sets things up. They get down on the block and a whistle and a traveling call against Grant Allen.
Both teams have had a little bit of happy feet here from the beginning in the first 8 minutes. Quite a few travel calls.
In terms of the foul situation, Dayton has 5 fouls, Washington State 2. Flyers ahead 18-3 with 12:15 to go in the first half of play. A 3 attempt, no good. Potter, offensive rebound, goes up, no good. And here comes Hoover the other way. She'll push it up over to Dean. Dean on the left side will go up, gets tied up, and it'll be a jump ball. Washington State will have possession.
Now, even though Washington State didn't score on that last possession, it looked like for the first time they actually got some flow on the offensive end. They got a wide open shot by Galdera from beyond the arc. Unfortunately for them, it didn't go down. But hopefully that's the start of things, maybe to turn their offense around.
Awa will run things for the Cougars, gets it over to Potter. Potter swings it around. Romberg, shot, got it.
And there was an open shot there, so maybe things are on the upswing for the Cougars.
So Sage Romberg, averaging 9.7 points and 6.3 rebounds entering today's contest, gets the latest bucket for Washington State, cuts the deficit to 18-5. Here's Dean the other way. Gets it to Hoover. Edwards drives baseline. Tries to get it past 2 Cougar defenders, couldn't, but it goes off the hands of Potter and out of bounds.
There is timeout on the floor.
All right, we're going to take a media timeout here. Dayton ahead 18-5. We'll be right back here with more Dayton women's basketball.
She discovered she wasn't too old to donate, and she saved my life.
Doctors did everything they could to save her. She did something very selfless to save me.
We discovered organ donation wasn't against our religion.
And they answered someone's prayers.
Those awaiting transplants have many faces, and so do the people who can help.
Register as an organ, eye, and tissue donor today.
It costs nothing.
It means everything. Register at donatelifeohio.org.
Head against Washington State here with 11:25 to go here in this first half of play. And Cosm, certainly as you mentioned before throughout that Dayton defense really doing a good job of containing the Cougars.
Yeah, Washington State's only shot 2 of 16 from the field, including their top 2 players, Galdera and Presley, are combined 1 of 8.
Dayton with the ball. And Dean will set things up for the Flyers. Almost a turnover there as her and Hoover trying to get on the same page. Now Grant Allen will back in and score.
Great post in there by Grant Allen and laid it in for the score.
Grant Allen averaging 3.8 points per game. She was a member of the U19 Canadian Junior National Team. Over in the corner. Long three, that one long. And Dayton able to corral the rebound and come back the other way.
The Cougars starting to get some open shots, but they're still not following for them.
Dayton ahead 20-5. 10:46 to go in the first half of play. In the corner, Hoover, short. And the Cougars will come back the other way. Romberg leading the break. Potter to Galdera. Long three, that one off to the left, and will go out of bounds, Dayton ball.
Galdera now 0 for 5 from the field. The second leading scorer for this Cougar squad has got to step it up if they're going to come back and cut this deficit.
Galdera is certainly very important for this Cougar offense. Last year, she was the top-scoring freshman in the Pac-12, averaging 14.8 points per game. Certainly raising her level of play this year, and certainly is their second leading scorer, somebody who's very, very potent on the offensive end.
Oh, absolutely, and she's got to turn it around for this Cougar squad if they're going to come back.
That one saying off the knee of Awa,
Fumble,
it'll be Dayton ball.
Fumble a little bit there by Edwards, but then off of Gala and then out of bounds, so it will stay with Dayton.
So Austria will check back into the ball game. 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Dayton ahead 20-5. And off the inbounds, Hoover will drive right, kicks it out over to Grant Allen. Baseline jumper, got it.
Grant Allen's played a few minutes here and already has 4 points, 2 of 2 from the field. So on a day that the Flyers needed their bench to step up with Sant out, she's doing it.
Yeah, as we mentioned before at the onset of the broadcast, Cassie Sant out with a concussion for today's game. And certainly those young players have stepped up for Dayton.
Oh, absolutely.
Wheeling and dealing through the lane was Presley. Got bottled up. Galdera able to get past one defender. She puts up a shot and is able to draw a whistle.
And that's Cornelia Sigmundova's third foul. And it looks like Andriana Sikovic is going to come in and replace her. So that's interesting to note with not as good of front court depth with Sant out today. Cornelia Sigmundova now has 3 fouls.
And really that hurts on a couple levels because of Sant being out, because of the shot blocking ability of Sigmundova. It's a big loss for Dayton, especially they have 3 fouls, not just 2, should be out in the first half.
Especially with the way this Flyers defense has been so far. Cornelia Sigmundova has played a huge part in it, and we'll see if that changes now that she's on the bench.
That one able to get down. Dayton ahead 22-7 with 9:26 to go in the first half of play.
A little bit of pressure shown by the Cougars here. A little bit of two-guard pressure on Austria as she's bringing it up the court. Now looks like we're seeing the zone defense again here, a 2-3 zone.
And another whistle against Dayton.
Fouls on the Flyers, number 55.
And it's again number 55, Grant Allen. Her first, and the team 7. Fouls, Dayton has 7, Washington State only 2. There's a turnover right there. As Dean Shaw trying to find the cutter, but no one was cutting.
Nope, no one was there. Looks like Hoover kind of blocked the cutter from getting into the paint. And as a result, Dean Shaw threw it right into his stands.
Dayton ahead 22-7, 8:57 to go in the first half of play. And Dayton seeing a couple of different defenses so far in the early going, a couple of different looks. And we're going to have a whistle on that one against Dean Shaw.
And it looks like it might have been back to a man-to-man defense there, so it looks like the Cougars are trying to switch up their defense, see if they can rattle the Flyers.
Only the 3rd foul against Washington State so far in this first half of play. And Austria will inbound. Sets it up to Grant Allen. She's able to get the bucket. Boy, she's been terrific so far.
She's been terrific so far, coming off the bench on a day. We said that the Flyers really needed their bench to produce with Sant out, and so far Grant Allen has just done that.
And a foul against the Flyers. Head coach Jim Jaber not happy about that one. This will be the 8th foul so far in the first half.
Team's 8th. Tia Presley.
Now this is huge for Washington State that Dayton has 8 fouls because they're struggling from the field. So if they can get points from the foul line with the clock stopped, that will play in their favor before halftime. See if they can cut into this deficit.
Cooks checks back into the lineup for Washington State. And slowly but surely the Cougars are starting to chip away here, down 24-8.
They're playing a little bit better. They're getting a little bit better open shots. They're getting to the foul line, and right now it's 24-9. In favor of Dayton with 8:34 left in the first half.
Full court press by the Cougars. Dayton able to break it. Sikovic up with a shot, no good. Gets the offensive rebound. Grant Allen will kick it out, and Dayton will reset the offense. Austria over on the wing. Good ball movement there by the Flyers, but couldn't convert the shot. Dean
great
able
hustle.
to save it.
Great hustle, but she threw it right into a Washington State player's hands.
And Ozawa able to pick it off. Driving down, Potter to Galdera. Pull-up jumper. That one rattles in and out.
I tell you, Galdera isn't getting anything to go down for her today. She's now 0 of 6 from the field.
Here's Dean the other way, up and under, no good. Cougars back on the attack. It's Presley. Presley over on the right side and whistled for an offensive foul.
They're going to say she pushed off on the defender, Dean, there, and that'll be foul number 4 for the Cougars, and Dayton will take possession.
All right, we have a media timeout here. We're glad to have you here for Dayton women's basketball. The Flyers ahead 24-9. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Senor. Attention, everyone. Our first toast.
No. I am so honored to say a few words about the lovely can. Huh? I mean the couple. You look so delicious. Lean love. Too many more years. Do we know her?
No.
Diet Pepsi. Love every sip.
The Regent's leader, Miami Valley Hospital. I believe that. Then I needed 2 knee replacements, and I lived it. I saw proof of their commitment to technology. They had experience with hundreds of cases like mine. But what I'll never forget is just how much these people care.
Strong.
Still has been absolutely terrific. Only 2 field goals made this entire half in nearly 13 minutes of play. Washington State's 2 of 19 from the field for just 11%.
And how about the contribution by Grant Allen so far? Only 1 point away from her season high, and she's been terrific on the block.
She's been great, getting great shots in the post and making every single one of them. 3 for 3 from the field.
A whistle away from the ball, and it'll be against the Cougars. Against number 42, Potter, her first, and the team's fifth.
Washington State in man-to-man.
Austria will inbound. Gets it over to Hoover. Malott over on the wing, fakes the shot. Gets it to Hoover. Hoover swings it around. And we're going to have another whistle and another foul against Washington State.
Washington State's foul, number 42, on Potter.
That's again on Potter. That's her second of the half and second within the last 30 seconds.
So now Washington State with their sixth team foul creeping closer toward the bonus. Oh, beautiful play right there.
Great play by Sikovic. She went and faked that she was going to set a pick, rolled right back to the basket, and got an easy layup.
Sikovic with 4 points on the afternoon, and she pushes the Dayton advantage to 26-9.
The Dayton frontcourt players coming off the bench, Grant Allen and Sikovic, already have a combined 10 points. So that's huge with knowing that Sand is out for this ball game.
Baseline jumper there by Potter. She's able to get that one to go. Dayton ahead 26-11. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball. It's going to be a knee.
And that's the 17th foul on Washington State. So Andriana Sikovic will be at the line shooting the 1-and-1.
So both teams now in the bonus. Dayton ahead 26-11 with 6:47 remaining here in the first half of play. And Dayton getting a lot of different contributors to score. This is one of the top offenses in the country, and they're showing why.
Oh, absolutely, and it's been very balanced. The leading scorer for this Flyers squad is Hoover and Grant Allen, both with just 6 apiece. Dean with 5, Austria with 5. And it's been a great overall scoring output from the entire team so far.
And you're looking at 0 points as well from one of their top scorers, Malott, as well. So certainly the Flyers are getting a lot of different contributions, and that bench is stepping up.
So the bench has been huge, and that's been the story so far of this first half for Dayton, along with the terrific defense they've been playing.
Hoover checks out. Dayton will have Dean and Austria at the guards, Sikovic and Malott in the post, and Edwards out on the floor. Off the screen, back on the block, Romberg now swung over, long three by Galdera, no good. Ball loose, and the Flyers come away with it. It's Edwards pushing it up over on the left side. Now double teamed, and another foul against Washington State.
And that'll send Edwards to the line for the 1-and-1 for Dayton. And that foul will be on Danielle Awa. It's her first foul. 18 foul for Washington State, and Dayton also has 18 fouls. So fouls have suddenly evened themselves up here, Michael.
So Edwards will go to the charity stripe looking to add to that Dayton lead. The Flyers ahead. And the first one from the 1-on-1 long, no good. And Washington State will push it back up the other way, trailing 28-11 here in the first half of play. With it, Thomas, long jumper, no good. Ball batted around. She gets it back. Awa will set things up for the Cougars. Good move there by Romberg. Give and go.
Great
and
move.
A whistle.
Romberg drove to the lane, did a little bit of spin move, got the other Dayton help side defender to come to her, and just dumped it off to Mariah Cooks for the foul there, and she'll be at the line shooting 2.
So here's Cooks at the free throw line. First one up on the way, that one no good. Mariah Cooks has scored in double figures twice this year, both earlier in the year, coming off a 5-point effort against Cal State Northridge. Scored a season-high 11 at Hawaii. Able to sink the second one, and Dayton now ahead 28-12.
Full court press shown here by Washington State. Trying to see if they can force some turnovers by Dayton and get back into this game.
Grant Allen can't handle that pass. And back the other way is Galdera. Galdera gets it back over. And we're going to have a whistle against Grant Allen as Cooks trying to set things up for the Cougars.
That's her second foul on Grant Allen. So interesting to note, Grant Allen with 2, Cornelia Sigmundova with 3, and Malott also with 2. So 3 players in the Flyer front court with at least 2 fouls in this first half.
Cooks able to make the first one. Dayton ahead 28-13 with 5:48 to go here in this first half of play. Second one on the way, good. So now Edwards going to set things up for Dayton, looking to push the action here. Now we'll pull it back. Flyers once again. Seen a little bit of man zone and a turnover by Grant Allen. Back the other way. Galdera pushes up. And a layup off the left side converts.
That's Galdera's first field goal of the game. She's now 1 of 8 from the field. One of the top players on this Washington State team was held in check for nearly 15 minutes of this ball game.
Dayton ahead 28-16. 5:15 to go in the first half of play. Austria with it on the wing. And we'll have a kickball violation.
A little bit of matchup zone shown here by Washington State. It's got some elements of man-to-man and zone defense to it. It's trying to disrupt that Flyer offense.
And this is, I think, the 4th or 5th different defense that we've seen if you include the full court pressing.
Yes, it really has. They're trying to do everything they can to slow down this Dayton offensive attack that averages 84.7 points per game. And once they've shown some different defenses, it slowed Dayton down a little bit. They've cooled off from their hot start just a tad.
Dumped down into the post to Malott, and she gets bumped by Cooks there, and we'll go to the free throw line.
Quite a lob pass there from Hoover. She was about from NBA range on the left wing and lobbed it to Malott, who went up for the catch like a wide receiver and then was hit by the opposing Washington State player, and now she's at the line shooting the one-on-one.
So here's Allie Malott at the free throw line. Preseason A10 selection. She's able to convert the first. Malott on the year averaging 15.0 points per game and 7.5 rebounds per game. Certainly when you look at Malott and her athleticism, she can do a lot of different things dangerously.
She's a terrific player, has a great inside and outside game, and that's one thing you don't usually see from the front court players is that ability to step out from the three, and she definitely has that element to her game.
Dayton ahead 30-16 with 4:53 to go in the first half of play. The Cougars setting up their offense. Potter over on the wing, dumps it down low. Galdera able to turn, find some space, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Cougar ball. Romberg gets it to Galdera. Give and go. Romberg with 3 from the top, no good. Potter with the offensive rebound, able to go up and score.
Basket by Hannah Potter.
And that's one of the things that Coach Jaber talked to us a little bit before the game, controlling the glass and making sure you do the little things. Flyers unable to do that there.
Yeah, Dayton's got to keep the one shot and out for Washington State, and now all of a sudden they've cut that Flyer lead to just 12 with 4:15 left in the first half.
Sitkovich goes to her right, no good. Offensive rebound, Malott too far. Back the other way. Dean with the shot, just couldn't get in. So Amber Dean will go to the free throw line with Dayton ahead 30-18 and 4:11 to play in the first half.
Both teams with 10 fouls. So both teams are now in the double bonus for the rest of the half.
There's Amber Dean, the A10 Rookie of the Year last year. First free throw good. Continuing once again that hot start, 15.7 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game. Certainly doing everything for the Flyers this year.
Oh, she does it all.
Second one good. Dayton ahead 32-18 with 4:11 to go here in this first half of play. We're glad to have you with us here live from the University of Dayton Arena. I'm Michael LaPlaca, joined alongside by Kazim Rizvi. Galdera drives to the right, easy bucket.
Easy bucket. That's one of the few easy buckets Galdera has had today, and it looks like Sitkovich stepped over the line as she was inbounding it, and Washington State will take possession again.
All right, we're going to have a media timeout here. Dayton ahead 32-20 against Washington State. 3:57 to go in the first half of play.
I'm Krista. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me? Yes?
This love is real. This diamond is from Stafford's. The reality of it is you won't find a better diamond at a better price than you will at Stafford Jewelers. Create some holiday magic of your own. The Christmas Diamond Sale. It's going on now at Stafford Jewelers.
I'm so happy!
Break out of the ordinary and reward yourself with extraordinary. From the classic icons to high-end modern machines, brand new or pre-owned, you'll be the envy of your neighbors. Find them here, White Allen European Auto Group, on 741 just north of the Dayton Mall.
Friday nights, famous for stargazing. Lee's, famous for chicken. Pick up Lee's 3-piece combo for only $5.49 and get 3 pieces of our jumbo strips or our classic chicken, an individual side, and a regular drink, all at a great price. Only at Lee's.
Welcome back, everybody. Dayton ahead 32-20 with 3:57 to go in the first half of play. The Flyers looking for their 3rd win of the year and also their 2nd home win to start the season. Dayton on a 15-game home court winning streak dating back to last season, 8th longest in the NCAA, and looking very sharp so far in this first half here, Cosmo.
So far, the name of the game so far for Dayton has been their defense, even though they just gave up a 3 there by Caldera to cut the lead to 32-23. But Washington State just shooting 25% from the field so far.
Austria will set things up for Dayton. Will go to her right, swings it over to the wing. Dean surveys the defense, 13 remaining on the shot clock. She'll go left. Got a screen from Sitkovich, but couldn't do anything with it. Now we'll get another one. Dean swings it over Austria. Around, over, Hoover with the 3, no good. The rebound goes to Washington State, and here come the Cougars the other way. Bromberg being guarded by Balot. Now on the block, Potter swings it over. Awa with a 3 from the wing. That one's short, and it'll be Dayton ball.
Dayton had a controlling lead for most of this first half, and now all of a sudden it's cut to single digits as Dayton's just leading 32-23 with 2:58 left in the half.
With it is Dean over on the wing. Dean comes off the screen, back to Austria, and we're going to have a whistle against Washington State.
A lot of fouls away from the ball in this game, and that'll be a foul, number 42, Potter. That's her 3rd foul, so we'll see if Coach Doherty will keep her in the ball game.
So Malott will go to the charity stripe, shooting 2. Both teams now in the double bonus. As Malott's first one, able to convert. 2:45 to go here in this first half of play. Dayton ahead 33-23. Flyers with a lot of different contributions, especially from their bench here today.
Oh, it's been great, and we talked about bench production needed this game with Cassie San out, and they really have gotten it. Sitkovich has 6 points, and Grant Allen has 6. So that's 12 points right there from the front court when you really needed that to step up.
Galdera with the left hand, no good, but draws contact and a foul.
She's really started to step her game up. She started 0 of 7 from the field, and since then is 3 of 4. And now she's at the line shooting 2.
Well, Leah Galdera certainly not afraid at all to take some shots and get after it. One of the top players for this Washington State team has scored in double figures in all but 1 game so far this season, and her first shot is short.
I thought at the beginning of the game she was really trying to press. She was taking some off-balance shots, taking shots that really weren't good shot selection, but now she's trying to get into the lane, she's trying to get her teammates involved, and she's getting to the foul line, which is really helping her. And
Galdera with 9 points, and we're going to have a lane violation here, and it'll be against the Cougars. So Dayton ball here, ahead 34-23, And Austria will set things up. Dean over in the corner. Hoover, a 3 from the wing, got it.
And that's her 3rd three-pointer of the game. So Hoover is dialing long distance today.
Now Awa will set up the offense, gets it over to Thomas. Brandy Thomas, top of the key to Romberg. And another foul away from the ball.
Another foul away from the ball. Quite a bit of those in this first half.
And that one will be against number 22, Austria.
Her 2nd foul. So we have 4 Flyers with at least 2 fouls here. 2 for Austria, 2 for Grant Allen, 3 for Malott, and 3 for Cornelia Sigmundova.
First one in by Galdera. Dayton ahead 37-24 with 2:05 to go here in this first half of play. That second one no good, and Grant Allen with the rebound. Here comes Edwards the other way. Give and go at Hoover. Now swings it around. More zone here by Washington State. Grant Allen on the block. Swings it around. Dean with 10 on the shot clock. Driving to her right. Looking for some space. Gets it over. Edwards. 4 seconds. She'll launch it from downtown. No good. Rebound by Grant Allen. She gets it stripped. And here come the Cougars the other way in transition. Goldera. Pull-up jumper, and she gets hacked.
Caldero's really pushed the action here. She's trying to single-handedly will her Washington State team back in this game, and she's at the line once again. She's 3 for 5 from the line, and will be shooting 2 here.
So Goldera once again at the line. 10 points on the afternoon, and her first one up, no good. A minute 27 to go, first half of play. Dayton ahead 37-24. The Flyers, very sharp so far, especially from long distance, hitting 56% of their three-point opportunities. That one was missed, and it looked like Sitkovich got bumped there a little bit when she was grabbing the rebound, but it goes off her hands, and it'll be Washington State ball.
And the Flyer fans did not like that one.
Romberg with a quick three, no good. Gets the offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Awa, and an offensive foul against the Cougars.
Player control foul on the Cougars, number 22, Sage Romberg.
Sage Romberg with the player control foul.
That's Romberg's second foul. Looks like Coach Doherty is going to bring Cooks back in the game to replace her.
Dayton ahead 37-24. Minute 15 to go in the first half of play. Dean with it on the wing.
And another foul away from the ball.
Cougars foul number 15.
That'll be on number 15, Kometskoska, and that'll put Andriana Sitkovich at the line.
Kemikoska with the infraction.
With the infraction.
And Sitkovich will be at the free throw line. She's able to convert. Sitkovich now with 7 points so far in the first half of play. Well, one of the things about the Flyers is that we say it time and time again, good offense, and they can certainly have a lot of different ways to beat you. 5 players coming in today's action averaging double figures. And you'd figure with Cassie Sent being out, this team would struggle a little bit, not missing a beat at all so far.
Offensively, this team has a lot of talent from top to bottom. The concern has been defense so far this year, and the defense has stepped up. Looks like there's a blocking foul here on the Flyers. Will send the Cougars to the line.
Flyer foul. Flyer foul number 24, Andrea Hoover. That's
so the infraction against Hoover. Dayton ahead 39-24, 54 seconds to go here in this first half of play.
That's Hoover's second foul.
Tiffany Johnson.
So she's going to be replaced by Tiffany Johnson in the lineup. Hoover will take a seat for the last 54.3 seconds of this half.
Second one short. Here comes Dean with the rebound. Dean gets it over to Johnson, who just checked into the game, but passes a little bit too far for her, and it'll be Washington State ball. So the Cougars looking for the 2-for-1. 47 seconds to go here in this first half of play.
Now let's see if they're going to get a quick shot off before the 35 seconds is left in this half. It doesn't look like it. Galdera takes a shot with 38 seconds left and drains it.
Well, if it's been in Galdera's hands, you know she's going to take a quick shot there.
She's taken 12 shots in this first half. And Presley, the other top scorer on this Washington State squad, has been on the bench for most of it with 2 fouls. So Galdera has had to step it up, and she has.
14 seconds on the shot clock. Edwards swings over to Johnson. Back to Edwards. Sitkovich driving to her left. Goes with a scoop shot, no good. Gets the offensive rebound, and she gets fouled. 5 seconds remaining in the first half of play, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Great play by Sitkovich there to stay with it after the scoop shot didn't go. She got the offensive board and then got fouled and will be rewarded at the foul line.
Shooting 2.
So Sitkovich, who's only played in 4 games so far this year, averaging 1.5 points per game. At the free throw line, she gets the first one. Looking to score in double figures here for the first time in her career.
She has a team high 9 points this half for UD.
Second one on the way. Good. She's 6 of 6 at the free throw line here today. One last shot for the Cougars. It's Galdera handling it. Long shot, no good. And Dayton will go ahead 41-26 at halftime.
Flyers played terrific defense in this first half, and then using the long ball from beyond the arc in their advantage. Dayton shooting 56% from the three, knocking down 5 threes in the first half, and then holding Washington State just 25% from the field.
And here's the other thing, too. Points at the free throw line, Dayton converting at a much better rate than Washington State so far.
Now Dayton 12 of 13 from the foul line, 92%. Washington State just 9 of 18 for 50%. Now that's not going to get it done shooting that low percentage from the foul line when you're shooting just 25% from the field as well.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a timeout here and enjoy halftime live from the University of Dayton Arena. The Flyers ahead 41-26. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is the 2013 University of Dayton Women's Basketball Alumni Game, when we welcome back the women who have made UD basketball what it is today. 18 basketball alums are able to be with us today. They represent the Dayton basketball experience. A lot of wins and some losses. They come from all different walks of life for one common purpose, and they will all be sisters in this sense. They were and always be Flyers. With us today, Corky Andrews, Miriam Andrews, Emily Bruns, Desiree Chambers, Ellen R. Collins, Bonnie Rose George, Fran Hageman, Angela Hahn, Pat Jason, Emily Capel, Amy Cumley, Patrice Laidlaw, Ann Myers, Kayla Moses, Casey Nance, Justine Ratterman, Gloria Taylor, and Susan Zerka. Ladies and gentlemen, please join the university in saluting all of our basketball alumni here with us today. and gentlemen, the concession stands are open in the east and west wings, as well as the south side concourse. Hey kids, head coach Jim Jaber and the Dayton Flyer women's basketball team would like to invite boys and girls who are in the 8th grade and under to become a member of Jaber's Jets. It's a fun and exciting way to be part of our Dayton Flyer women's basketball team. To sign up, fill out a form on the concourse or go to DaytonFlyers.com for more information.
That's why, if you notice, I'll wait for Don to say it first. PA guy is like, okay, yeah.
That's a career high.
Has to be.
6 all year.
That's a good point. All right, come on, fantasy football. Welcome back, everybody. We are here at halftime. The Dayton Flyers ahead 41-26 against Washington State. Joined alongside by Cosm Rizvi. I'm Michael LaPlaca here, live from the University of Dayton Arena on Alumni Day for women's basketball. And certainly for the Flyers, if you're a UD fan, you gotta love the effort in that first half of play, especially on the defensive end.
Defensively, they were tremendous. Held Washington State to just 8 of 32 from the field for 25%. 1 of 11 from the 3, 9%. And then Washington State, they couldn't hit from the field, but then they couldn't hit the foul line either. Just 9 of 18 at the foul line. On the other side of it, Dayton, 40% from the field, 12 of 30 from the field, 55.6% from the 3. And then they're hitting their free throws, 12 of 13 for the Flyers. Now Washington State had cut the Dayton lead just a little bit. They looked like they were getting their offensive swing a little bit. But then they couldn't hit from the foul line while Dayton was, and then that's why Washington State is down 15 points here at the break.
And one of the keys for Washington State as well that cannot be underscored enough was leading scorer Tia Presley got into foul trouble early and really couldn't get going. She started off the game 1 for 5, but Leah Galdera kind of picked things up and has been just firing at it at will pretty much.
Now when Presley went out with her second foul, Caldera really stepped it up for this Cougars team. She started 0 of 7 from the field and is now 4 of 13 from the field for 12 points. She's getting to the foul line, 3 of 7 from the foul line, but she's not converting. And that's like we said, free throws are huge. And if Washington State's going to get back in this game, they're going to have to hit their freebies.
Meanwhile, for the Dayton Flyers, they are getting production from their young post players in Sitkovich and Grant Allen, really stepping things up in the first half of play.
It's already a career high for Andriana Sitkovich. She has 10 points in this first half, including 6 of 6 from the free throw line. And then Grant Allen, the other front court player coming off the bench for the Flyers, 6 points. Her previous career high, actually still is 7 points, so she's on pace to easily surpass that.
And the other thing with Sitkovich as well is coming into the game, she had 6 points total on the entire season, has blown right past that so far.
Now Cassie Sant, the starting center for this Dayton Flyers squad, is out today, suffered a concussion in practice. Her 16 points and 7 boards a game are no longer available today. And Sitkovich and Grant Allen have stepped up for 16 points in that first half off the bench for the Flyers.
So we are winding down the clock here and going to get started right away for the second half of play. Quickly, keys to the half for both of these clubs.
Keys to the half first for Dayton is continue with that bench production. Sitkovich and Grant Allen have got to continue to play well, especially with Cornelia Sigmunova having 3 fouls in that first half. It looks like Sigmunova is going to start, though. In Washington State, it's going to have to be hit their free throws and start to get their offensive game going a little bit better.
And that first half of play, Dayton certainly saw a lot of different defense as well, with Washington State running a lot of different man zone, full court press, man-to-man. You got to figure that that's going to continue on here in the second half of play.
Absolutely. It started to disrupt the Flyers just a little bit there in the first half, but Dayton was able to kind of right the ship a little bit. And great pass there by Dean to Malott, but she couldn't finish.
Dayton will reset the offense now, a turnover. Here comes Awa on the break. Gives it up over. That shot no good by Presley.
And Washington State
able to convert on the offensive end.
They hit the tougher of the 2 shots there. A little bit of a circus layup there that went down for them after a wide open layup was missed.
And Galdera forces the issue but knocks it out of bounds. Dayton and Washington State meeting for the first time in series history.
Like we said, Washington State has road experience this year against quality teams. They beat number 10 Nebraska at Nebraska.
That was Kelly Austria hitting from downtown and giving Dayton a 44-28 lead with 19:16 to go.
Another open 3, and Washington State can't afford those.
One interesting thing about this Dayton team so far through 6 games this year, they've shot below 40% from beyond the arc in all 6 of them. And right now, certainly well ahead of that pace.
Right now, they're 6 of 10 for 60%. Let's see if they can keep it up.
A good attempt there by number 5 Presley, but she couldn't convert. Dayton comes back the other way in transition. It's Dean. Splits a couple defenders and able to convert.
Great move by Dean. Little bit of a jump stop right between the defenders into the paint and laid it in.
Back the other way. Awa tries to find Galdera and does. Guarded by Austria. Step back three. That one's short.
Great defense by Austria there, really getting in the face of Galdera as she released that three.
And a travel by the Flyers as Austria was pressured there by Awa. 46-28, Dayton ahead with 18:28 to go in the second half of play.
That was the Flyers' 11th turnover. In comparison, Washington State has 7.
Down on the block with it. And a nice job there by Deanshaw for her first bucket of the afternoon. Malott down on the block. Puts it up, no good. Cougars come back the other way and able to corral it, just saving it inbounds was Andrea Hoover. Good effort there. Swings it out over. Dean, corner three short. Cougars come back the other way. Galdera will set things up for Washington State.
Dayton in man-to-man, just like they've been all game.
Presley finds Awa. Awa down on the block. Over to Romberg. Romberg, finds the open.
Pass.
That was a really nice play to find Deanshaw.
Dayton doubled in the post, and then the pass was made to Deanshaw on the opposite block, and she laid it in.
Dayton ahead 46-32, 17:29 to go. Second half of play. Malott from the baseline, short. Here come the Cougars the other way. It's Galdera, 1-on-3. Does not phase her, goes around Hoover and able to put it in.
A little bit of a Euro step there by Galdera to go around the Dayton defender and lay it in.
Washington State creeping back into this contest, and Jim Jaber, the head coach of the Flyers, calls timeout. We're going to take a media break here. Dayton ahead 46-34 with 17:09 to go. We will be right back.
NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short, we put our money where our mission is.
Friday nights, famous for stargazing. Lee's, famous for chicken. Pick up Lee's 3-piece combo for only $5.49 and get 3 pieces of our jumbo strips or our classic chicken, an individual side, and a regular drink, all at a great price. Only at Lee's.
And Cosm, one of the things that we talked about at the break a little bit was the way Washington State has been able to get back into this game.
Yeah, their shot selection has been much, much improved. They've been finding the open man and laying it in for some easy baskets. On the other side of things, Dayton has been taking some tough contested jumpers, some fadeaways that haven't fall for them.
So Austria will set things up for the Flyers. Swings it over to Dean. Dean on the wing. Dumps it down low, Malott. To Sitkovich.
Washington State in that matchup 2-3.
Oh, tough bucket there by Sitkovich.
Great basket. A little bit of a turnaround, sort of a little bit of heave, and she got it to go. That's 12 points for Sitkovich, adding to her career high.
And also the high scorer for the Flyers this afternoon. And that one deflected by Austria, but out of bounds and will stay Washington State ball.
Austria's defense has been mighty impressive so far in this second half.
For Sage Romberg.
We mentioned Washington State entering this game 5-4 overall, and there's a foul underneath on Hoover. As driving to the basket was Presley there.
24, Andrea Hoover. That's her third.
But Washington State 5-4 into this contest, but they've been red hot. Winners of 4 of their last 5, including a road win at number 10 Nebraska. First one on the way, good.
Now Presley's at the line here. She's 1 of 7 from the field, the leading scorer for this Cougar squad. And then Galdera, the second leading scorer, is 5 of 15. So Dayton has been able to contain both of these top players from the field.
Here's Austria, setting things up over to Hoover. Give and go. Hoover surveys the defense, loses the handle for a little bit, and gets it stolen and a foul.
Great play by Galdera there. She noticed Hoover was fumbling the ball a little bit, reached her hand in there, grabbed it, and then Hoover had the fouler to stop a fast break.
So Hoover will check out, and Edwards comes back into the game. Dayton ahead 48-35 with 16:21 to go in the second half of play.
Hoover checking out with her third foul.
Down on the block.
Oh, great
nice
play.
Up and under move there.
Cooks split the D, threw it up over 2 defenders, and got it to go.
Mariah Cooks with the bucket. And now the Dayton lead down to 11.
Back in that zone is Washington State.
Here's Austria setting things up. Over to Edwards. Back to Austria. Corner three on the way. No good. Rebound by Malott, and she's able to put it in.
That's her first basket for one of Dayton's leading scorers. Malott now 1 of 7 from the field.
I know when you talk a lot of folks around the Dayton area, they love watching Malott play because she can do so many things so well.
She's terrific from both inside and out.
Oh, here's the steal. Here comes Edwards the other way. Edwards goes up, lays it in.
Great play by Edwards there. Got the steal, had Presley trailing behind her, but she was able to avoid the contact and lay it in.
Celeste Edwards coming into this contest averaging 3.4 points per game. Certainly with her athleticism, gives Dayton another option. And there's Awa with a long three and converts.
3-point basket, Danielle Awa.
Danielle Awa with the last basket there for Washington State. It's 52-40, Dayton ahead. We're at 14:50 to go in the second half of play. Sitkovich down low. Malott triple team, loses the ball. And the Cougars come away with it.
That zone defense bottled up Malott in the paint, and she lost the handle, and Washington State picked it up. And there's a foul on Dean. It's her first foul, team second.
All right, we're going to take a media timeout here. Dayton ahead 52-40. We'll be right back.
NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short answer, we put our money where our mission is.
Welcome back, everybody. The Flyers are ahead 52-40, and so far, so good for the Dayton Flyers and the way that they're moving the ball on offense, but certainly Washington State has made some adjustments on the defensive
Washington State's playing much better in the second half. They came into the second half shooting just 25% from the field. Now they're shooting 34% from the field for the game, so that's slowly climbing here.
And there's a travel there on Galdera, and she knew it right away.
Turnover number 10 for Washington State. And one of the key points we talked about at the beginning of this game is the bench production that Dayton needed to win this game. And right now, Dayton has 20 points from their bench compared to just 9 by Washington State.
And one of the reasons for that is Dayton had been so heavy on their starters, especially with scoring points. All 5 Flyers starters averaging in double figures, but with Cassie Sant not playing today because of a concussion, certainly, as you mentioned before, Cosm, that Dayton needed to pick things up more as a team. There's a long three by Galdera. That one rattles home.
Yeah, and the front court players off the bench, Sitkovich, Grant Allen, have been huge for this team.
Malott on the block, goes to the left hand and
Great
converts.
spin. Great spin move in the post. Got around the defender, laid it in with the left hand.
So after a slow start, Malott starting to heat things up on the offensive end. Dayton ahead 54-43. The Cougars will run offense. And a whistle against Austria as Brandy Thomas did a very nice job there to get position.
That's Austria's third foul. We'll see if Coach Jaber, with 13:37 left in the second half, will leave Austria in the game, and it looks like he will.
Foul situation, Dayton with 4 team fouls. Washington State yet to commit an infraction here in the second half. Shot, no good. And Sitkovich able to grab the rebound, and she draws the foul.
Caldera looks like she pushed the action a little bit there. Went with the crossover with Austria Gardner, the step back, but Austria was right there to defend it. Great defense by Kelly Austria.
54-43, the Dayton Flyers ahead with 13:25 to go here in the second half of play. Malott, top of the key, down low to Sitkovich. She goes to the right hand and scores.
She's played terrific this game. She's got 14 points. Like we mentioned, she came into this ball game with 6 all season.
Presley, Washington State's leading scorer coming into this contest, gets it over to Romberg. Romberg, the left hand, loses it. Ball loose on the floor, and they're going to grant the timeout to Washington State.
Not sure Washington State really had possession there, but the refs gave them the timeout.
So Dayton ahead 56-43, 13 minutes to go here in the second half of play. And once again, the Dayton Flyers continuing to push the action on the offensive end.
Oh, they're playing terrific on offense. 45% from the field, 19 of 42. They have knocked down 50% of their three-pointers, and they're hitting their free throws, 12 of 13 from the foul line. And at the bench is stepping it up big time for this Dayton Flyers squad. 22 points from the bench, just 9 for Washington State. And you look at the score, and it's 56-43. And the difference there is the 13 bench points between both the teams.
Well, looking at the schedule for the Flyers coming up, 4 of their next 6 will be on the road. They will be at Providence on the 18th and then at Toledo 4 days later. And the Flyers end the calendar year at home against Central Michigan and begin the 2014 part of the year at home against Wright State before going on the road again at St. Louis and George Mason to open up A-10 play. So certainly for Dayton, this is a key matchup here to try and hang on and win today.
This is a key stretch for the Flyers. They really need to turn this season around, and it starts today.
So out of the timeout, Thomas with a runner baseline able to convert.
Great runner there by Thomas. A little bit of a floater, and she got it to go.
So Edwards will set things up for Dayton. Flyers ahead 56-45.
Washington State still in that zone.
Off the screen, a beautiful jumper there by Celeste Edwards.
Edwards swung around from the left wing, got the pick, went around over it, and hit the jumper just inside the arc.
And a travel against Thomas.
Turnover number 11 for Washington State.
Back in the game for the Cougars, number 34, Mariah Cooks.
Mariah Cooks will check back into the ball game. It'll be Dayton ball here, ahead 58-45. Turnover, back the other way, Presley with the layup.
Dayton's got 16 turnovers in this game, Michael. It's way, way too many, and Washington State has 20 points now off turnovers.
And Dayton certainly not one of the best in terms of taking care of the basketball. We have a whistle. And it will be a foul against the Cougars away from the ball.
Now, Washington State has 47 points, and almost half of them, 20, are off turnover. So Dayton's got to do a better job of controlling the ball here if they're going to hold on to this 11-point lead.
Well, that fun and gun style sometimes, it's a lot of risk and reward. And we've kind of seen that so far this afternoon. There's another turnover.
Another turnover by Flyers, number 16.
This Dayton team, not really known for taking care of the basketball. Coming into this contest, in terms of turnover margin, they were 208th nationally, as there's the hoop and some harm. And the Cougars still hanging around here, just trailing 58-49.
I tell you, Washington State won't go away. If they can convert this free throw, it'll be just an 8-point game with 11:51 left.
All right, we're going to take a media timeout here. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The Regents leader, Miami Valley Hospital. I believe that. Then I needed 2 knee replacements, and I lived it. I saw proof of their commitment to technology. They had experience with hundreds of cases like mine. But what I'll never forget is just how much these people care.
Krista, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me? Yes?
This love is real. This diamond is from Stafford's. The reality of it is you won't find a better diamond at a better price than you will at Stafford Jewelers. Create some holiday magic of your own. The Christmas Diamond Sale. It's going on now at Stafford Jewelers.
I'm so happy!
.11:51 to go here in the second half of play. The Dayton Flyers ahead 58-49, looking to extend their home court winning streak to 16. But the Washington State Cougars playing much better in the second half of play than when they opened this game.
Yeah,
and
Michael,
Presley able to get the three-point play.
They've shot 71.4% in this second half, so the Cougars are definitely making use of their halftime adjustments.
And another turnover by the Flyers. And Washington State has cut this Dayton lead to 8.
Turnover number 17 by Dayton. Quite a flurry of them in the last few minutes.
Presley for Washington State, their leading scorer coming into today's contest. Battled foul trouble in the first half of play. Give and go, no good.
Great look by Galdera, but the basket wouldn't go. And another turnover by Dayton.
Here's Presley with the steal. Gets it over to Galdera. She puts it up with the left hand. And Dayton's lead now down to 6.
All of a sudden, 6-point game. This Cougars team, we can tell the momentum has definitely swung in their favor.
Dayton looking to set things up on the offensive end.
Now, we really haven't seen a change of defense in the second half by Washington State. It's been strictly the 2-3 zone.
And Malott able to draw that foul. And they're going to call a push in the back by number 23, Deanshaw. And that's her third foul. Only the third team foul for Washington State so far.
For Washington State, for Brandy Thomas.
So a fresh shot clock for Dayton. And off the inbound, Malott with the jumper connects.
Great shot by Malott there. Came off the pick on the inbounds play and nailed the jumper.
Flyers ahead 60-52, 10:44 to go. Second half of play. Baseline. Pass swung around over to Presley. She's going to drive with her right hand. Able to fire up a shot, no good. And it's going to be an offensive foul by number 23. That's Deanshaw, her fourth.
A little bit of a push off there as both players were trying to get the ball.
That's a big loss there. Deanshaw, one of their top rebounders, with the team leading 7.9 coming into today's contest.
Not to mention she's their tallest player on the squad at 6'4".
With it, Dean fires up a shot from beyond the arc, no good. Austria diving to the floor, but couldn't corral that one.
Great
It'll
hustle.
be Washington State ball.
Great hustle by Austria there. Fortunately, she could not corral the ball as it went out of bounds.
10:20 remaining, second half of play. The Flyers ahead, 60-52. The Cougars on the attack. It'll be Galdera. Swings it over to Presley. Presley driving baseline. Gets cut off. Cooks over. Baseline jumper, a little bit short. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll be Washington State ball with 12 on the shot clock.
The Cooks had boxed out Malott there to get the board. She tipped it, and then Sikovic wasn't expecting it and tipped it right out of bounds, and it'll be Washington State ball.
Galdera off the inbound. Fires up a shot. Banked, no good. Here comes Dean the other way. Amber Dean trying to split a couple defenders. Finds Edwards over on the left side, able to score.
Great lay-in by Edwards there. Dean had two defenders on her, made a great pass to Edwards, who laid it up with the defender right there.
And Edwards showing that athleticism, doing a really nice job of cutting toward the basket. There's Presley with a shot.
Forced that one a little bit.
Austria the other way, back to Dean. Dean on the left side. She'll go to the right hand and score.
Great hook shot lay-in there by Dean. And Dayton really pushing the action, and now their lead's back to 12.
A nice little run by the Flyers here. There'll be a timeout called by Washington State. Dayton ahead, 64-52 with 9:21 to go.
A 6-0 run by Dayton over the last minute and 29 seconds has forced the Cougars to call a timeout.
Hey, Flyer fans, if you want to be a part of this action here at UD Arena, well, there's still plenty of Dayton Flyer basketball here at home for the rest of the year. You can still get season tickets, a great value. Just call the UD ticket office at 937-229-4433 or visit the UD ticket office here at the University of Dayton Arena. And you can also find out ticket information at DaytonFlyers.com.
And this team scores a lot of points, so they're a lot of fun to watch. So come out and see them play.
I'll tell you what, the fan support, as we mentioned a little bit in the first half, just has continued to grow and build. Highest amount of season ticket holders in program history this season.
Well, that's what winning does, and the Dayton Flyers women's basketball squad has been in the postseason 6 straight seasons, including 4 straight NCAAs.
Off the screen, Galdera will put it up with the right hand and score.
She's got 21 points now for Galdera, 7 of 19 from the field.
Austria swings it back over to Dean. Austria on the wing, looking to set things up.
Washington State still in that zone.
There's Malott with a 3 from the top of the key.
We had talked about Malott's ability to score from the inside and the outside. She scored from the inside already, and there's her first 3 of the ball game.
Dayton ahead 67-54. 8:37 to go in the second half of play. Cooks with it, top of the key. Swings it around over to Awa. That one poked out by Dean. Galdera. And she drew contact as Dean was reaching in on that play.
And this offense for Washington State is really running through Leah Galdera. Presley, their leading scorer, averaging over 20 a game, is 3 of 11 from the field. So the next best option for the squad is to go through Galdera, and she has 21 points on the afternoon.
Galdera has scored 20-plus points for the 3rd time this season, and a foul against Austria on Presley.
And that's her 4th foul, so that's huge for Dayton because Austria has played absolutely terrific defense here in the second half, and actually the whole game for that matter.
So Presley will go to the free throw line. First one, no good.
Coach Jaber has not sent anyone to a scores table to take Austria out, so he's just going to let her play with 4 fouls.
Here's Edwards, able to draw contact. The foul that was called will be on the floor, so no shooting for the Flyers as Galdera whistled for the infraction. Now here comes Johnson checking back into the game for Dayton.
And now Austria's coming out, so she has 4 fouls. And I can't imagine Coach Jaber will let her sit long. Well, if this game gets close, I'm sure she'll be back in soon.
Dean with it, fakes the 3, swings it around over. Here's Edwards, baseline jumper long, but a whistle. And it's going to be against number 3, Galdera, for the push.
Clear push off there. Andriana Sikovic had boxed her out. The ball was high in the air. Galdera had no shot at it, so she pushed Sikovic out of the way.
Dayton with 7 team fouls, Washington State with 6. 8:08 to go here in the second half of play. Flyers ahead 67-54. Presley with the steal, drives up, lays it in. Another turnover by Dayton. And that's kind of what's keeping Washington State in this game.
That's absolutely keeping Washington State in this game.
Here's Johnson off the screen and a moving screen by Malott. She gets called for the foul as we're going to head to a media timeout. Dayton ahead 67-56 with 7:52 to go here in the second half. We'll be right back.
She discovered she wasn't too old to donate, and she saved my life.
Doctors did everything they could to save her. She did something very selfless to save me.
We discovered organ donation wasn't against our religion.
And they answered someone's prayers.
Those awaiting transplants have many faces, and so do the people who can help.
Register as an organ, eye, and tissue donor today.
It costs nothing.
It means everything. Register at donatelifeohio.org.
67-56, the Dayton Flyers ahead with 7:52 to go in the second half of play. Kazim Rizvi, Michael LaPlaca here, bringing you all the action live from the University of Dayton Arena. And Kazim, one of the things that we mentioned before is turnovers have just killed Dayton so far in this game.
21 turnovers for the Flyers. And it's been a lot of bad passes here, which has led to a lot of runouts for Washington State, and they've been able to convert their layups.
Presley gets it over to Galdera. Galdera on the left side gets it blocked. Gets the offensive rebound, but it's a jump ball, and will stay possession for the Cougars.
Great help side defense by Sikovic there to force the tie up.
67-56, Dayton ahead, 7:33 to go in the second half. Galdera being guarded by Dean one-on-one. Now Presley with 4 on the shot
clock.
Had
a mismatch there as Presley, the guard, was going up against Jody Corneli-Sigmundova. Presley got around her, but then couldn't convert the layup, and there was a foul on Washington State.
And it'll be on number 23, Dean Shaw.
And she's out. That's her 5th foul. So the tallest player on the Cougar squad at 6'4" is now out of the game with her 5th personal foul.
And also their top rebounder as well, coming into today's game, averaging 7.9 boards per contest.
And she's going to finish with only 2 rebounds.
So coming back into the contest
in the game for the Cougars, number 42
will be number 42, Potter.
Jody Corneli-Sigmundova shooting 1 and 1.
So Dayton ahead, 67-56, 7:23 to go. And that lead continues to expand. You know, Kazim, down the stretch, you got to figure that Flyer defense still has to remain strong and continue that ball pressure that worked so well early on in the first half of play.
The last thing you want to do is give up easy baskets, especially easy baskets where not a lot of time runs off the shot clock, because that would allow Washington State to get back in this game. Also, no fouls, so Washington State scores at the free throw line with no time running off the clock.
Speaking of fouls, a recent foul there by the Cougars sends Sikovic to the line.
Wow, scramble for the ball there. A couple players went out of bounds, but Dayton got it. And it looks like Corneli-Sigmundova is hurt over near the Dayton bench.
Yeah, it looks like a Dayton player shaken up. As you mentioned before, 68-56, 7:14 to go here. And the trainers attending.
Now there was a scramble there for the ball after the rebound on the 1-and-1. About 3 or 4 players went flying into the Dayton bench, and looks like Jody Corneli-Sigmundova got the worst of it. She's up and walking now, so that's great news.
That is excellent news. As we're going to continue action here. $7:14 to go.
I can't hear you.
Carry the action.
Okay. Flyers inbound Dean, and another turnover. Galdera picked it off. She pulls up from the 3-point line, no good. Rebound, Corneli-Sigmundova. Now Edwards has it. She's pushing for the Flyers through the zone into the teeth of defense, and she charged. Great positioning there by by Potter, who took that charge there. A little bit out of control for Celeste Edwards there, trying to push the action a little bit too much.
68-56. Dayton ahead here with 6:54 to go. Second half of play. Thomas swings it around. Galdera with the 3, but she got bumped.
And that's one thing we just talked about, Michael, is Dayton cannot allow Washington State to get to the free throw line with no time coming off the clock to try to get in this game. And Galdera is going to be at the line shooting 3, so that's even worse.
Leah Galdera shooting 3.
So 3 shots for Galdera.
Galdera is just 3 of 7 from the line this afternoon.
First one rattles home. Dayton ahead 68-57 with 6:44 to go. substitution here as Malott checks back into the ball game.
Caldera and Presley, the top two scorers for this Cougar squad, have scored 36 points this afternoon. The next highest score for the team has only gotten 5 points, so not much production outside the two top players for Washington State this afternoon.
The Cougars with the press here as Dayton trying to push things back up and continue that rampant pace of play on the offensive end. Dean with it for Dayton, swings it around over to Johnson. Johnson off a screen, gets it to Dean on the wing. 11 on the shot clock. Dean dumps it down low. Siktovic turns around, left hand, no good.
Great move, just couldn't get the ball to go into the hoop there.
It'll be Dayton basketball with a fresh shot clock. Up 68-59 with 6:18 to go here.
That'll be interesting to see if there's another foul here by Washington State by Romberg. Siktovic will be at the line for the 1-and-1, but it'll be interesting to see here if Washington State gets out of their zone and starts to press the action a little bit with a little bit of man-to-man or full court to try to create turnovers, because Dayton has been coughing it up 23 times this afternoon. And Washington State needs as many possessions as they can if they're going to get back in this game, down 9 at 68-59 with 6:17 left in the game.
Yeah, you ask any coach about 23 turnovers, and they'll tell you that's way too many. But for this Dayton team, they average 21 turnovers per game, so you're right on par, but there's still, as you mentioned, 6:15 left to go here in this contest.
Siktovic missed the front end of the 1-and-1, so Washington State has the ball now.
68-59, Dayton ahead. And with it is Presley, goes left side, fires up a shot, no good. Caldera with an attempt, fade away, no good. And we're going to have a jump ball called on the baseline. Now checking back into the game for Washington State will be Awa.
Can't hear you at all.
For Brandon Thomas.
Dayton has the ball here. 5:59 left in this ball game. 68-59 lead for the Flyers. And a little bit of full court press here, just as we mentioned a second ago, see if the Cougars would push the action a little bit, try to create some Flyer turnovers. Dayton moves it up the court nicely and finds Siktovic, who falls down, but she's fouled. She'll be at the line shooting 2.
Yeah, Siktovic playing excellent so far, as you mentioned before, and once again continuing to attack the basket. So Dayton ahead.
Siktovic will be at the line shooting 2.
Dayton ahead 68-59, 5:48 to go here in the second half of play.
And Triana Siktovic shooting 2.
Siktovic, 14 points on the afternoon, make it almost 15. (68-59). Able to convert.
Flyers have pushed their lead 69-59, 5:45 left in this ball game. Caldera defended by Dean. She takes it to the rack. Missed the layup as Siktovic came over for the help. And it looks like we have a loose ball foul.
Washington State foul number 3.
That's going to be a Washington State, Leah Caldera. That's her third foul. And Allie Malott will be at the line, shooting 2 now that Dayton is in the double bonus.
Allie Malott shooting 2.
First one is good. Dayton's lead at 70-59, 5:36 left in this game.
Malott 14 points on the afternoon, 5 of 5. Make it 6 of 6 at the free throw line. And Dayton continuing to put pressure on Washington State, but the Cougars doing a really nice job so far of staying in this contest. As here's Awa, top of the key. Over, Presley with a 3 from the wing, no good. And a jump ball called along the baseline. 5:23 to go here in the second half of play. It'll be Washington State ball. Long three. And
I'll
converted.
tell you, Galdera is really trying to get her team back in this game. She now has 27 points, and it's 71-61 with 5:10 left.
Here's Austria setting things up. 22 on the shot clock. And Dayton looks to run a little bit of time here with that lead.
Austria with the ball. She's got 7 assists on the afternoon.
There's a three from the corner by Edwards. And a timeout called by the Flyers as Celeste Edwards able to get the open look and convert.
Let's see. Cooler, check. Grill, check. Firewood, check. The new RV I picked from the insanely large selection at Tom Raper RVs, check. The RV that fit comfortably into our budget, check. The kind that sleeps the whole family, check. Oh, and the family, check. Okay, gang, let's go camping.
Tom Raper RVs in Columbus, Cincinnati, and Richmond, Indiana, or online at tomraper.com.
Here, full court press to try to get the Flyers to cough it up and try to get them back in this game.
So Awa will bring the ball up for Washington State. Over on the elbow. Now Presley able to find some space in the lane and converts.
Presley rolled right into the paint there, got the pass from Cooks, and was able to score.
Over baseline. It's Dean. Fires up a shot, no good. And the ball goes all the way out to Austria, and it looks like Galdera is down and slow to get up. She got tripped up there. Dean with a three from the corner, no good. And we have a whistle underneath. And Galdera still shooken up a little bit, favoring that right knee.
Now outside of the turnovers for this Dayton squad, they've had a lot of point production. 15 points for Sikovic, a career high. Malott has 15, most of them in the second half. Austria has 8, Hoover 9, Dean 11, and Edwards has a career high of 9 points.
74-63, Dayton ahead with 4:17 to go. And they'll extend that lead to 75-63.
Sikovic at the line here. This is first career double-double for her. She has 16 points and 11 rebounds. Make that 17 points and 11 rebounds. Great afternoon for the freshman.
And talking to the coaching staff like we did before the game, one of the things they said about Sikovic, though, was she plays hard, just needs that experience, and she's had a great experience so far here this afternoon.
She's done terrific there. She's almost tripled her point value on the whole season. Came in with 6 points on the season, has 17 today.
That last bucket for Washington State by Cooks cuts the Dayton lead to 76-65 with 3:52 to go. Baseline with it. Dean swings it around over to Malott. The Flyers with some good ball movement here, looking to milk some clock. And we're going to have a whistle, and it's going to be an offensive foul against Dayton as we're going to go to a media timeout here. Dayton ahead 76-65 with 3:41 to go. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Let's see. Cooler, check. Grill, check. Firewood, check. The new RV I picked from the insanely large selection at Tom Raper RVs, check. The RV that fit comfortably into our budget, check. The kind that sleeps the whole family, check. Oh, and the family, check. Okay, gang, let's go camping.
Tom Raper RVs in Columbus, Cincinnati, and Richmond, Indiana, or online at tomraper.com.
It's Arby's $5 Mix and Match featuring your 2 favorite Arby's roast beef sandwiches. Classic roast beef or beef and cheddar. Arby's thinly sliced roast beef on a toasted sesame seed bun. Or with cheddar cheese sauce on an onion bun. Get any 2 for just $5. Arby's, slicing up freshness.
Go 2-0 here at UD Arena, and so far they've done a lot of the little things and gotten some big bench production from their freshmen.
The bench has been absolutely terrific. Sikovic has a double-double of 17 points and 11 rebounds. Grant Allen, 6 points, 2 rebounds. Celeste Edwards, 9 points, a career high, and 2 boards as well. So huge production from the bench today, especially with one of the top players on this team, Cassie Sand, out with a concussion. Andrea Hoover back in the game for Dayton. She's playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, certainly foul trouble has been an issue for both these clubs. Both teams earned the double bonus here.
Dayton actually playing with 4 players on the floor, or I'm sorry, 3 players on the floor with 4 fouls and 2 players on the floor with 3 fouls.
Galdera drives to the left side, fires up a shot way long, gets her own shot, fires another one up, that one short.
2 forced shots there by Galdera. She's really pushing the action just a little bit too much there. Got to find her teammates for open shots if Washington State's going to get back in this game. She's fired 24 shots this afternoon.
Just
converting 25 now, converting 9.
Which ties her career high for shots attempted. Here's Dean the other way, goes to the left side and just couldn't get it in.
Blocking foul there by number 34, Cooks. That'll be her 4th.
Cougars foul, number 34.
Dean will be at the line shooting 2.
And certainly one of the top Flyers that you want at that free throw line. Amber Dean, the A10 Rookie of the Year last year, certainly a very, very cool customer. Career 76% free throw shooter. She knocks down the first.
Now Dayton's had a lot of issues winning close games in the last few minutes. They're up 11 here, so it'll be interesting to see if they can hold on and get the W.
And you got to figure with the Flyers playing so many underclassmen, you're going to have those type of games. Last year, they found a way to pull them out. This year, still more of a learning curve.
Well, it helped last year when they had a senior point guard in Sam McKay who ended up playing professional basketball over in Europe.
Cooks with the right hand misses. The rebound by Malott, and Cooks is whistled for the foul.
Great board there by Malott. Kind of pulled it out with one hand, and the other hand was wrapped around Cooks, and it looks like they're going to call the foul on Cooks.
Well, the officials conferring here.
Officials getting together. Coach Doherty for Washington State. Doesn't look like she likes the initial call, and let's see what it'll be. And it'll be a foul on Washington State on Cooks.
So Cooks will foul out of the game here. That's another post player for Washington State who is fouled out.
2 players in the post have fouled out for Washington State, Cooks and Dean Shaw. Cooks 7 points in the afternoon and 3 boards.
So Dayton ahead 78-66, 2:58 to go here in the second half of play. Only the second home game of the year for Dayton, but they've looked very impressive so far here in this contest.
They've been hitting shots. They've been playing good defense. The only thing they haven't done right is handle the ball. 24 turnovers on the afternoon.
First one on the way, rattles home from Malott. And the Flyers just continuing that offensive barrage. They have scored 80 points or more in every game but one this season.
That's impressive. That's an impressive showing, averaging 84.7 points on the season.
Galdera with a 3 from the wing. No good. Malott gets the rebound.
Washington State really looked like they're trying to set up Galdera there. Set a couple of screens on the backside to get her open for a 3. She couldn't convert, though.
Here's Dean with the easy bucket underneath. And Dayton extends their lead 82-66.
That's one thing all afternoon is Dayton's been getting much easier shots than Washington State. Washington State's shot selection's been a little bit questionable this afternoon.
Galdera goes to the left side, banks it in.
Another questionable shot selection, but Galdera was able to get that one to rattle home.
Full court pressure by the Cougars. And a whistle against Presley. Dayton ahead 82-68 with 2:08 to go in the second half of play.
Austria will be heading the line to shoot 2 as the Flyers are in the double bonus. Up 14 is Dayton, 82-68 with 2:08 left. As long as Dayton can take care of the basketball and make free throws, there's no reason why they shouldn't win this game.
First one on the way. That one rattles in.
That one everywhere around the rim, Michael, and then rattled home.
Now here's an interesting point for you here. Offense is playing well. The style of play is to push the ball, push the tempo. Do you think that Dayton should just continue attacking, or since you only have 2 minutes to go, scale it back a little bit and run some clock?
I think being up 15 points, they should scale some clock a little bit, wait, let it go down, and wait for Washington State to foul you. If this game was 5 to 10 points, then maybe run your offense so you can get some better looks.
Osprey will bring the ball up. Over on the corner, Hoover. Now we'll swing it around and doing exactly what you thought they would do. Moves the ball, move that defense around a little bit. 11 on the shot clock. Hoover swings it around, trying to find Dean, but turns it over. Galdera pushes it up, finds Williamson.
It's a season high for turnovers at home for Dayton. That's their 25th turnover in the afternoon.
A 3 from the corner and converts. That's number 22, Romberg.
83-70 now, 1:20 left in this game.
Here's Malott, turnaround jumper, got it. Boy, this Dayton team is at its best when they're go, 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 aren't they?
Absolutely, and that's why they have one of the best offenses in the country, and that's why they move the basketball so well, and one of the top assist teams in the country.
And keep in mind, too, Dayton has scored 85 points so far without Cassie Sant, their starting senior center.
Very, very impressive. The bench has really stepped up today. Hasn't just been one player. We got 17 points from Sikovic, 19 from Malott. She's the leading scorer for Dayton this afternoon, and 15 from Dean. So 3 players right now in double figures for the Flyers, and then you have 3 players also with 9 points. So 3 other players on the cusp of double figures.
And one of the other key points to this Flyer offense is assists per game. Dayton coming into this contest averaging 18.8. They're on point here today with 21 assists on the afternoon, and they've really done a nice job of sharing the ball.
They've done an exceptional job of sharing the ball and getting fast break points off of great passes.
Awa checks back into the ball game for Presley.
1 minute left in this game. We'll see if there's any sort of trapping that's going to be done by Washington State to try to force a steal.
Over in the corner, Hoover, that one a little bit short.
And Washington State's not fouling. They didn't foul in that possession.
Williamson will swing it around. Over, corner 3, got it. Number 24, Brandy Thomas.
10-point game, 11-point game. That was a 2. 85-74, 30 seconds left. And no fouling by Washington State. Looks like they're just going to concede for the Flyer victory.
Here's Hoover. Driving over, finds Dean. 15 left on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper, that one no good. Dean gets the rebound and foul.
Great board there. Sky for the rebound. She does a terrific job for a guard of getting rebounds. She's averaging 6.2 rebounds a game for a 5'9" guard.
So Dayton ahead 85-74 with 15.7 seconds remaining here in regulation. The Flyers will move on to 3-4 overall and then have a 2-game road swing starting at Providence on the 18th.
And this was a big win, especially after the way the last game 10 days ago went for Dayton with Central Michigan hitting the buzzer beater from half court to beat them. It was a huge bounce-back game. Beat a solid team that has won on the road against great competition. Like we mentioned, number 10 Nebraska went down to Washington State. This is huge for Dayton. They've got 2 road games coming up, so definitely a confidence booster.
Time beginning to expire here. Awa, pass over to Thomas, and that'll do it here. The shot counts, but the Dayton Flyers will win 87-76 over the Washington State Cougars. And Cosm, great effort by Dayton. They did everything that they wanted to do, and a much better defensive effort by the Flyers as well.
Terrific defensive effort. Held Washington State to 39% from the field, and then just 24% from the three-point line. And now if Washington State can't get their shots to roll from the field, they've got to make them at the foul line. They did not today. They shot 59%, 16 of 27, and Dayton holds on for the win.
So the Flyers improved to 3-4 overall. Washington State drops to 5-5, and for the Flyers, they improved to 2-0 as well here at UD Arena. And really just a solid effort all the way around by Dayton.
Solid effort. Shot great from the field, great from the three-point line, 47% from the field, 47% from the three. and then they hit 81% from the line. So great overall shooting effort by the Flyers today.
Certainly a lot of different players for Dayton contributing, but if you had a player of the game for UD, who would it be?
Andriana Sikovic, the freshman, really stepped up today. She had 17 points, 11 rebounds, and she hit 9 of 12 from the foul line. That's huge. Coming off the bench, replacing a injured starter in Cassie Sand, who was out today with concussion. That was just big for someone had to step up, and she did it today.
And really, Dayton just all the way around did a really nice job total. So we're going to actually talk to our player of the game here, and congratulations on the nice win. Talk about your performance. You only scored 6 points coming into the entire season this game, and really blew it up with a double-double.
I think it was all teamwork. I mean, we had guards that got the ball to the post. We had to work hard. Rebound boards were really important. So everything, teamwork helped. That was it. That was the key.
How important was this win for this team?
It was very important. We've been working really hard coming from a loss, and this was a good win. We needed it.
Now, Washington State coming into this game was red hot. They won 4 of their last 5 and really had some solid players, but it seemed like what you all wanted to do really was kind of move the ball around and really attack them, and it seemed like it worked out pretty well.
Yes, I mean, they're a good team, but we decided we want this game. This is our game. We're going to go hard, and that's our game. We push the ball, try to get in the post, get open shots, and just work as hard as we can.
All right, well, wonderful. Congratulations. A really nice job. Well done today.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to give the headset over to head coach Jim Jaber here. A nice win for the Flyers. They pick up an 87-76 victory over Washington State. And, Coach, when we talked at the beginning of the game, we kind of mentioned that some players needed to step up. Boy, you got that from your freshmen tonight.
I'm really proud and surprised at the improvement they made today. They really came and played. Did some really great things, and we all needed this win in a really big way. So thank you. I'm really proud of our kids, and we still need a lot of improvement, but I'm really happy with what we did today.
One of the underrated efforts was your team's defense, especially early on in that first half. You shut down Washington State. They were 1 of 12 to start this game, and really it seemed like especially the ball pressure was really good.
Yeah, we knew that we had to improve that category, and we thought that first half was great. I thought we let down a little bit in the second half, but it was enough to finish it. And what we did well was we identified where they wanted to go, and we were able to take it away for the most part, made them work for everything. So we just beat a really good team. They're a very good offensive team, and so I'm really happy with the win.
And you did it in dominating fashion on the glass as well, out-rebounding Washington State 54-31. Certainly your post players today played probably their best game of the year.
I agree with you. I think they did. They did.
So up next for you is a 2-game road swing starting at Providence. What can we expect in that contest?
Well, much like Central Michigan, I think they got some really good scorers, and it's at their place, so we have to be mentally tough, ready to go. They run a lot of sets, so we have to be very disciplined in what we do.
Well, big win for the Flyers, and as you said, a much-needed win. Coach, congratulations. Great job today.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks, Michael.
All right, you got it. Head coach Jim Jaber here. A big win for the Dayton Flyers. They improved to 3-4 overall, 2-0 here at UD Arena. And Kazim, final thoughts on the game today?
Well, this is obviously a huge bounce-back game for Dayton. One they had to have starting the season 2-4, now improved to 3-4. They've done a terrific job today. Played well on both ends of the floor. Played well defensively. Held Presley, the top scorer on the squad. She got her 17 points, but she had to work for it. 5 of 17 from the field. Caldera ended up taking 28 shots, making 10 of them. And then the production from the bench today was just absolutely terrific, especially by Andriana Sikovic, the freshman who had scored 6 points all season, came up huge today with her first career double-double, 17 points, 11 boards.
And Grant Allen was big in the first half as well, 3 for 3 from the field as well. Celeste Edwards, really nice job scoring 9 points as well. As you mentioned before, a lot of different players contributing for the Flyers, and especially with, as we talked about Cassie Sand out for this game, certain players certainly came up big and stepped up.
It's hard to replace Sand's 16 points and 7 boards a game. And
really tough, yeah.
Sikovic did that even then some with 17 points and 11 rebounds off the bench, and she played terrific. A lot of scores today for Dayton. 3 women in double figures, 17 by Sikovic, 17 by Dean, 9 by Malott, and then 3 players with 9 points. So great production all around for this Dayton Flyers squad.
So everyone here at UD Arena going home happy. The Flyers with the win here today over Washington State, 87-76. So for Kazim Rizvi, I'm Michael LaPlaca. Thank you for watching today's broadcast. For a full recap and stats, as well as the latest news with Dayton women's basketball, go to DaytonFlyers.com. Once again, the final, Dayton 87, Washington State 76. Have a great day. So long, everybody.